Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabansu, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is CTABANZ. And if you want today's full show before it comes out on YouTube, it is streaming for free on the DREAMERSPRO podcast. Anyway, we have that pinned in the comments below. Let me get into this topic here. So yesterday, the Los Angeles Clippers played yet another game. In this game, they were playing against the Toronto Raptors in Toronto, where it's cold as hell, and I'm currently in the UK, where it's cold as hell. Hence the reason for this hat. So they were playing there, and if I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, going into that game, I thought that the Clippers were going to be victorious. And as I ended up watching the full first half, and at the end of the first half, I mean, the Clippers were pushing towards a 20-point lead. They were absolutely dominating that game. They were firing on all cylinders. And as I was watching the game, you were just seeing the Clippers' depth on full display. Because even though in that game, Norman Powell really wasn't himself, Russell Westbrook came on. I think he ended up having 12 points in that first half. James Harden, I think, had, 17 points in the first half. Kawhi Leonard was doing his thing. Paul George was doing his thing. And the thing that was frightening, I believe, from a defensive standpoint for other teams, for the opponent, is they were beating you in so many different ways. Kawhi Leonard was beating you from the mid-range three. Same thing with Paul George, also attacking the seams, getting into the paint. James Harden was hitting you with step-back threes, attacking the basket, putting pressure on the basket, lobbing up shots. You had Russell Westbrook, whose activity was all over the place. And, I mean, he pulled off a poster dunk. And it just showed me that when this team is firing on all cylinders, man, they're very, very tough to beat. And I don't think that they have figured it out 100%. Ivica Zubac has been out of the lineup. He's going to be back in the lineup he's going to be reevaluated mid-February, to see how his injury is coming along. And nevertheless, they're still going out there winning games, right? Nevertheless, they're still going out there and winning games. You can tell that these guys are committed to this season because they're playing pretty much every single game. Kawhi Leonard is playing pretty much every single game. The only game Kawhi Leonard has missed was due to an injury. No such thing as load management, nothing like that. And I think that these guys have have received the message or the memo that, listen, this is it. We got to figure it out this year, and we got to win. And they started off this season with the mindset of we're going to play every single game, and we're going to be 100% committed to this cause. And that's what we've been seeing. So they won the game. And then this morning I woke up. I was going through the internet looking for some interesting things to talk about. And then I came across a particular stat line that absolutely blew my mind that I want to share with you guys to just illustrate just how well the Clippers have been playing. Do you guys know that the Los Angeles Clippers, as we currently speak, have the best record in the NBA since December 1st? Do you know that the Clippers have a 21-4 record since December 1st? Do you realize how crazy that is? If they were to keep this up, and let's say they lost, 2 more games this month, that means that over the past 2 months, the Clippers will be averaging 3 losses per month. Per month. That sample size shows me that this team right here is for real. They are absolutely for real. To go 21-4 since December 1st. Right now, as we're producing the show, it is January 27th. I think they only have 1 more game this month. So that means that the Clippers could possibly go 22-4 or 21-5 in 2 months. That's incredible. But it doesn't stop there. I then decided I wanted to look at the individual stats. I wanted to look at the team stats, over that period. Let's look at the team stats for this team since December 1st. The Clippers, since December 1st, are averaging, get this, 122 points per game. 122. If I go to NBA.com and I look at teams that are scoring the most points this season, right now it is showing the Clippers at the number 9 spot at 118. in Indiana Pacers at 125, but it's not really indicative of what's been happening over the last month. But they're one of the top scoring teams in the NBA. So we have that stat line. What else have the Clippers been doing over that period? In that period, in the 25-game span, the Clippers, get this, are assisting the ball 27.1 times per game. 27.1, that means that the ball is moving around. During that period, they're shooting as a team 51.6% from the field. As a team, they're shooting from three 42.1%. Think about this. A basketball team is shooting 42% from the field. Not a player or two players or three players. The entire basketball team is shooting 42% from the field, and they're making 84% of their free throws. And then I said, okay, let me look at some of the individual stats. Let's look at Kawhi Leonard. What has he been doing over this period? In the last 25 games, Kawhi Leonard is averaging 25 points per game on 56.4% shooting from the field. Get this, on 49.5% shooting from three, while shooting 92% from the field. Kawhi Leonard is basically shooting 50-50-50. No, 50-50-90 in the last 25 games. His efficiency has been off the chart. The only reason you see Kawhi Leonard not scoring more points is because he just decided that he doesn't want to be selfish and he wants to share the wealth. But with these type of numbers and you're winning these type of games, Kawhi Leonard is saying to himself, why would I need to score more when I'm winning more and I can do it in an efficient rate? Why do I need to go out there and just try to score useless points? So he's like, I'm just going to stay within myself. Now let's look at James Harden, a person that I was extremely critical of at the beginning of the trade. And I want to say I've been 100% wrong about James Harden, especially since Russell Westbrook went to the bench. I have no complaints about James Harden whatsoever. James Harden in that 25 game stretch is assisting the ball, get this, 9.9 assists per game. And his turnovers per game are only 2.8. Only 2.8 and still getting you basically 10 assists per game, while getting you 1.1 blocks per game, while getting you a steal per game, while shooting 46% from the field, while shooting 42% from the three, and still shooting 89% from the free throw line. And if we look at Paul George, let me see Paul George's stats over that period. Paul George as well is scoring 23.4 points per game on 48.6% shooting, on 45% shooting from three, 89% shooting from the free throw line, while at the same time getting you 3.1 assists and 5.2 rebounds. Listen, this Clipper team is one of the best teams in the NBA right now. Another team I think worth paying attention to is the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns have also been finding their mojo lately, and I think that these are going to be amongst the best teams going into the second half of the season. If I look at, let me just quickly pull up the NBA standings. If I look at the NBA standings right now, I believe that the Clippers are the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. Yes, right now as we currently speak, the Clippers are the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. They won 8 out of the last 10. They won 4 in a row, and they're only 2 games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder for the number 1 spot in the Western Conference. So to me, listen, they have been absolutely dominant. They've been beating the hell out of teams, and I'm sure their point differential over that period must be around 4 to 5 points per game. It's been absolutely a masterclass, and I'm one of the people out there that is quite surprised at just how well this team is playing. And to me, this is total dominance. There's no other way to say it.